Hello, my loves. This is Heidi Hancock with your weekly oracle reading for August 24th to 30th. So I was not able to do a video for last week, so I'll give you a little bit of a backstory. So last week, what I saw energetically coming through was two things. There's an energy of popping and there's an energy of heat rising. So if you followed the August soul message and you've been watching the last couple of weeks, you know I've been talking about cooking in a pot, right? We're cooking, we're making bone broth. The person that we are, our authentic self is the bone, and the bone marrow is all the programming, and it's all being cooked out. So last week, what I started seeing is the water, this soup that we're cooking in is starting to boil. So there's a popping energy that's coming around. It's like the bubbles from the boiling are starting to become visible. Some are large, some are small. We're starting to see ways that we're changing, things that are leaving. It's all happening organically. This is not something you have to go look for. Okay, this stuff is going to show up right in your face. And there's also an element of heat rising. So it's like heat in the belly, fire in the belly as awarenesses come forward and you start to discover who you are, who you were, who you might have let go of as your authentic self in favor of someone else's version of who they think you should be. There is a rising that's coming up, and that is the steam coming up from the soup. And that can come up in the form of emotion, anger, passion, desire, a lot of it around voice, this sense of needing to speak the thing that has been unsaid. And what's really interesting about this is it's, again, not something that you have to go look for. It's not something that you have to plan or orchestrate. It's something that's just coming up and out. It's almost as if we're just holding the vessel of ourselves, and whatever needs to leave is just going. So what I'm noticing for this week, hold on to your hats because it feels really uncomfortable, and I hope you all are doing well. The energy this week feels like disillusionment. It feels like identity crisis. It feels like the loss of identity. It feels like the loss of the tools, the people, the things that we used to use as our anchors. So, maybe we relied on someone else's voice, thoughts, ideas about who we are, what we should do. We're struggling over decisions, so we go to ask our friend, what do you think I should do? All of that, because of this identity and this cooking that is leaving, is all for the purpose of sovereignty, so that we can get back to our authentic selves. Who is it that we are? And if we've never known that, we're discovering it for the first time, right? So there's this sense of identity crisis, losing who you thought you were in favor of who you are becoming. But even who you are becoming may not be solidified yet. So it's a little bit like standing on quicksand in the center of your body. So the popping and the boiling energy and the heat rising, that had an element last week of you're here and you can still see it, right? So there's a way that it's happening to you and through you, but you're still separate from it enough to see it, identify it, and maybe not be completely taken over by it. This week, it feels like that heat, that energy is coming towards us and it's moving in and through us. So it's like the quicksand is in our body, it's in our identity. So there's this complete loss of, holy shit, who and what am I becoming? What do I even get to, to keep from the old me? And we can't quite see that yet. So I talked in the August soul message about this sense of white knuckling it. So that is hot and heavy here right now. And so I'm going to suggest very heavily, and I've been doing the exact same thing: meditation, chanting, yoga, movement, nature, whatever thing it is that you have used as a tool to keep your sanity, the thing that you go to in times of stress, essential oils, whatever it is, all your people, your energy healers, your oracle reading, all the stuff that you do for yourself to keep yourself sane. You're going to need to use those hot and heavy, because it's almost as if that's all we have left, because who we are is shifting so dramatically that we don't have the same ways of going to grab even ourselves to figure out what the hell is happening. Okay, so let's pull a card and see what they have to say. So we're asking for some support this week. And what more information can support us? Oh, there it is. Eros. Okay, Eros is one of the initiation cards in the very back. There's only 8 of them, and it's the first one. Love as desire, eroticism, sensuality. There you go. Though Eros can be depicted as unbridled sensuality and eroticism, a more contemplative understanding of this archetypal energy leads us to the root of desire itself. What do we long for? Why are we awakened by love? What makes us hesitate in the face of intimacy? Eros reconnects us with a primal longing to merge with another human being, nature, music, art, plants, food, or anything that we perceive we are separate from. Eros allows us to momentarily unite. Our heart embraces oneness, and in doing so, we further understand our own. Our life force awakens. This card reveals an inevitable initiation into love's labyrinth. You may find yourself swirling in a new territory of desire and sensuality. Explore the labyrinth with a curious and honest heart, and remember, though the way is circuitous, you are always being led toward its center. When light, passion, playfulness, sexual health, when dark, madness, projection, obsession. So what I love about this is a couple things. It's that sense of merging, because there is no other. In this melting, in this cooking pot, it's like everything is becoming one. And that's why the sense of identity crisis, because we don't have a sense of seeing ourselves separate from someone else. It's all in one pot. So there's this identity crisis of, oh my God, who am I becoming? And will I even survive? Am I going to completely dissolve? What's happening here? Let's see. And then the archetypal energy leads us to the root of desire itself. So that's that sense of coming into sovereignty way down in the depths of our being. Who are we? Who do we desire to be? And how do we want to bring that up and out into the world? Let's see. Plato reminds us that Eros can be experienced as platonic love. It is activated when we witness beauty and truth in the world, when our barriers soften, right? And our barriers are softening right now because there is no sense of who am I separate from someone else. The Hindu goddess Lalita, she who plays, can help activate Eros energy. She is also known as Kameshvari, Empress of Desire. So perfect. And the other thing that I love about this this sense of Eros is it's like getting to the root of who we are, feeling that animalistic passion and desire. What is that thing that we want to bring out into the world? Because all of us have a unique thing, a unique gift, a unique path that we came here to walk. And out of our own experiences, we use that to share with other people. And, that's how we can fulfill our dharma, that sense of purpose in life. And we can't do that if we don't know what it is. If we're so distracted by all the materialistic things and all the ways that people tell us that we can, should, are allowed to be in the world, if we're only focused on that, then we can't get to the true essence of who we are. So blessings for this week. I'll be working on the September soul message this week, so look for that. Let me see, that'll be early next week. And namaste, blessings for you this week. Hang on to your hats and use your tools, your meditation, your chanting. I'll leave you with this one thing. I think I mentioned it in the last video. The chant that I have been using is a green Tara chant, Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Soha. And I've been hiking almost every day and chanting that the whole time. My very loose definition of that chant is I release addiction to suffering. So Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Soha, Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Soha, Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Soha. I'll type it out in the message under the video so that you can see it visually and use it if it calls. Okay, blessings. Namaste.